Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Legends of Runeterra, and today I want to talk about the most recent update because this is huge. This is like the megaton update because if you guys have been playing Runeterra up until this point, it has still technically speaking been in beta, whereas this week is the official release. The game is officially out, and it's also going to be available on mobile as well, but they've also added a ton of new stuff. New cards, a new region, new champions, loads of cool things to talk about, and while it's been a little while since our last Runeterra video, honestly, I love this game. I play it pretty much every single day anyway. It's just been kind of my sort of game that I play like on the side, so I definitely want to talk about this because this new stuff, whew, there's some spicy combos in here. So if you guys do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have been playing Runeterra. Let me know if you've tried any of the new stuff, but let's go over what you need to know. So first things first, of course, when you jump in, there's a lot of cool new stuff. You now have login rewards, so of course for like the daily login bonuses. Obviously, if you want to start going towards some of the new items, then you can jump in and grab these. So at least make sure you're logging in on a daily basis to make sure you don't miss out on those. But if we take a quick sort of top level summary of some of the new additions, there's like over 120 new cards, 11 new champions, 6 new keywords, which I definitely want to talk about because there's some really interesting ones here. There's of course Bilgewater, the new region, so lots of like deep sea pirate themed things, very awesome. New card backs, board, guardian, all that kind of stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of things to check out. And of course, if you guys have been, working with fixed decks up until this point, maybe you sort of settled into your meta and decided what you like, now this is going to mix things up. I have definitely already started creating a load of cool new things. But what I want to talk about are the keywords because these are very cool. In fact, if you jump into the update and you run through some of the new challenges, they introduce you to these keywords. But top level, you have deep, which of course is once your deck has 15 or fewer cards, monsters with deep have +3/+3. And basically this applies to your sea monsters. So you have a lot of these kind of underwater creatures that look incredibly awesome, look like something straight out of Monster Hunter. And as soon as you go into the deep status, as soon as that deck sinks below the water, they all just become insane powerhouses. And I've put together like a deck that combines Nautilus and Maokai, and that is very nice because that goes hand in hand with Toss, which is basically Runeterra's version of like self-mill. So you can basically just discard a ton of your cards. Maokai is one of the champions that basically levels up once you've discarded a ton of cards. So when you kind of combine those together, you have, mill decks or toss decks where you throw away all these cards and you then have creatures that get more powerful when you have only 15 or less cards in your deck. Then you can start to see there's some pretty insane combos there. You also have scouts, which are basically cards where when you attack as just the scout units, they then get to ready your attack again. So you can basically get a couple of attacks within one turn. Really useful. You have vulnerable, which is similar to a degree to challenger, only this time around the enemy can actually challenge this unit, forcing it to block. You have attune, where when you're summoned, you can refill a spell mana. So this is really useful if you want to kind of make slightly more spell heavy decks. So you can summon cards to actually give you back mana, which is very useful. And you also have plunder, which is a word that is typically triggered when you damage the enemy nexus. Lots of these sort of pirate cards have that thing. Very cool when you see that in action. But what I want to do today is kind of just jump in and take a look at a few sort of the signature ones that I'm really personally excited about. Of course, there are 11 new champions. I'm not going to go through every single one of this. You guys can dive into game and check them out, or you can check out the stuff on the Twitter feed. But a few that I do really want to talk about. Of course, Maokai is one of the ones that I'm using myself. Very awesome. For this one, the first time you play another ally each round, you get to toss 2 cards and summon a sapling. But when you've tossed 25 cards, he levels up. And this is the insane thing. When you level up, you obliterate the enemy deck, leaving 4 non-champion cards, which is insane. So there's a couple of interesting combinations I have for this one. One of them being that I've combined him with Teemo, and I'm testing this out at the moment because of course Teemo throws puff caps onto the enemy deck. This can then reduce the enemy deck to 4 cards. If you can then just basically throw like 80 to 100 puff caps on his deck and then he's got to draw a card, you're probably guaranteed to draw a sizable amount of mushrooms. That's going to be your doom. So yeah, Maokai is just really good at just destroying the enemy deck. So very handy. Of course, he also has his sap to heal your allies. Again, more card toss there. And you have the saplings that you can summon. The other one that I've combined it with is Nautilus. Nautilus, incredibly cool. When he levels up, you can copy tossed allies that cost 4+ into your deck. And of course, when he levels up, it's when you're in deep status. So of course, you have to have 15 or fewer cards in your deck. But when he does level up, then all the sea monster allies cost 4 or less. So when you go and take a look at some of the sea monsters, you can see that some of them are, they're pretty awesome creatures, but some of them are quite expensive. And not forgetting that when they're in the deep status, they get +3/+3, but if you have Nautilus, they all become incredibly cheap. So you suddenly have a hand full of all these creatures, he levels up, and then you can suddenly start filling the battlefield with incredibly powerful creatures. So yeah, he is one of those kind of like later game playstyles, but if you can get it going, you can get it lined up, you can basically, once you're in the deep status, you can basically obliterate your opponents. A couple of other ones that I have yet to actually build decks around, but I plan to do so very soon. Lee Sin, just because he's always a champion that I've personally really liked. Super cool character. And for this one, when you cast a spell, you get Challenger this round. But he's got this really cool thing. Of course, he's got Dragon Rage, where once you level up, whenever you cast a spell, you get Challenger. If you cast another spell, he gets Barrier. And he Dragon Rages enemies that he uses Challenger on. So think of it like you grab them towards you and then you use Dragon Rage, which is basically kicking an enemy into their nexus, strikes both of them. If they survive, it gets recalled. If they die, well, you know, good days. And for those of you cool cats out there that love the Frostbite playstyle or just love Frostbite in general, then there's a nice kind of little Freljord mix up here. Sejuani is very, very cool. She gives an enemy Frostbite and vulnerable this round, but when she levels up, anytime she sees you damage the enemy nexus, you frostbite all enemies, which is insane, because if you combine that with some of the spells that destroy frostbite enemies, then this is also going to be a pretty meaty combo. Now again, a lot of things that I need to test out. This is early, like the cards just dropped yesterday. There's so many that I need to start piecing decks together for, so I've only just started to scratch the surface. I've already put together a couple of decks, the kind of Nautilus Sea Monster one that I really like. But once I do start getting more, maybe I'll share them with you guys. If this is something you would like to see more of, if you want to sort of see some of the decks I've been putting together, sort of see how they play, then definitely let me know in the comments down below. But for the time being, just want to give you a quick update on some of the cool stuff that I've been enjoying about this new update. I'm leaving you with a little sort of gameplay clip of one of the matches. This was only against a computer player, nothing super challenging, but I just wanted to test out the deep mechanics, test out the kind of like Nautilus Maokai combo, and it was definitely pretty cool. So enjoy this, and of course, keep it locked for plenty more.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Get the trash! Eat the trash! Where the trash? Eat the trash!
Please, I have connections!
The trash!
Let's get those shortcuts. Must be cut away. There's nowhere to hide. Life above all. Grow tall. Grow strong. And so, life springs anew! There you are. Pay the tithe. Together at last. Give them room to spread their leaves. Pull them under. The sea does not forget.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, you can join the Arekkz Gaming Discord. We've got an awesome community over there with so many different channels for you to chat loads of different topics and different games. I'm in there, the team's in there. If you guys want to chat with us, find people to play with, it's just in general a great place to be. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads.